the general opinion about that is that, hey, if you're not proud of it, then don't publish it because you know you can do better. Nope. I disagree.
If someone tells you like, oh yeah, I'm a cool person. No, they're not. They shouldn't have to tell you.
My own buddies, my own mutuals be tweeting like, man, I'm such a nice person. I do so much for other people and I never get anything back. Bro, shut up. What is happening right now? What are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Uneducation Station. Of course, my name is Zach and I'm here with my buddy Arthur.
I am Buddy Arthur.
And yeah, welcome to another episode of the Uned podcast.
Welcome.
Where unhinged chaos happens.
Yes,
sometimes.
We just spent like, I think a good hour adjusting this GoPro camera, which we use a GoPro by the way for the third angle for now. And the stand, I'm not even going to talk about it very much, but it just took way too long. The stand was shit.
Yeah. It was a long and tedious process.
Very long. But now it's over. I don't even want to think about it anymore. Oh, man. That like sucked out so much damn energy out of me, Zach. I think I have my G Fuel that you can use code North on. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Can we talk about the shoot that we did?
Sure. Yeah, we can talk about it. And it's not, by the time this goes up, which, okay, when this goes up, it's not done yet. Like the video is not out. But we still talk about it, I suppose, because it was fun. So we did a shoot, and by the time you're watching this, it may or may not be. It probably isn't. I don't think it's up yet. We haven't planned for it yet. But we were I recorded a video for North, I suppose, but it was more for my division since I'm the lead of editing, and it was more for that reason. And I recorded a video regarding that, and that'll be up pretty soon when you see this or when you listen to this. And we had a lot of fun. It was very interesting, very challenging shoot, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the hardest part was just kind of dealing with the conditions that we were in, because we started shooting at like 4:30 or something like that.
Yeah, we started shooting a little later than. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps. A little later than we wanted to. We wanted to shoot at 4, but then we kind of just forgot about preparation. So it took a little. We didn't leave until 4:40, I believe. 4:40. And here, I'm a mess today. Oh fuck. Here in the West, or I suppose Northwest, but in the West, right? It gets dark really fast, and by that I mean 5 p.m. It is 4:40 p.m. So you can imagine the issue we immediately encountered.
Yeah, and we ended up spending, maybe like an hour shooting. And by the time we were done, I was like, bro, I'm running out of ISO. Like, there's no way that we can get good footage out of this. But one thing I will say is that I definitely learned the limitations of like the low light capabilities of my camera, because I've never had to shoot in something that dark before. And so it was
I
like,
thought you said you could do nightlight or nighttime.
Well, to a certain extent I can, but when the only light is natural light.
Yeah, that's true. We had no lighting, like external lighting, which we should have, but we didn't.
And also we were basically in a forest.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you guys will see the video where I decided to shoot. We had a lot of plans, but I decided because the video was going to be no more than 1 minute to 2 minutes max. I mean, it is a Twitter video. After all, Twitter videos, they max at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So not like we have very much to play around. But because of that, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to do where we had planned for location changes, set change, or costume changes and all that. I was like, okay, yes, let's chill. Because I think what I'll be doing is bulking it with editing. So I think it should be okay. I just wanted a pretty background. And it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't because we were not prepared. But again, this is not, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so stuffy, but I gotta speak. So whenever I shoot, I mentioned this before, right? I don't really like mentioning processes as far as like, or not processes, but adding details that would hurt the video, I suppose. Like I don't really like mentioning, hey, like we probably could have started this without even me mentioning like the GoPro and the fact that it is a GoPro, the fact that we spent too long on it, the fact that we changed the set. I usually don't like mentioning that. I usually just like it going with the flow and just kind of letting it, speak for itself, and added details can ruin the film, can ruin the content. Right. Like, hey, like I put out a video and I say, hey, I hated this video, but here you go. Well, now, that detail is there along with the video, you know? And I'm not a big fan of that. I just like, even if it's bad, even if it's it is what it is. Post it, let it go, and don't mention it. People will still love it because personal bar will always 100 billion% times be higher than the audience.
Right. Yeah, and I think you kind of saying that really resonates with me as well, because I'm really, really critical with anything that I put out. Hence the reason why I post a YouTube video maybe 3 times a year. And that's just because I'm super critical of the stuff that I want to put out. And there have been so many different occasions where I've like sat there, you know, videos completely done in editing. I'm sitting there hovering over the publish button, and then I end up just scrapping the entire thing, and it never ends up seeing the light of day, which is, it's sad. And like, you know, I wish I would have put up all of that missing content. But you know, it wasn't something that I was proud of.
I suppose so. Now we're straying off immediately. I'm sorry, but the general I am putting my foot down, Zach.
Okay.
The general opinion about that is that, hey, if you're not proud of it, then don't publish it because you know you can do better. Nope, I disagree. I'm over that because I in ways I still do live by that. But as far as publishing content, I disagree now because. Actually, no. I never agreed with this because I was the same back in my young Nuki editing days, young high schooler Nuki days. I uploaded weekly edits, and that may be because of how much commissions I did, how many projects I did, whatever that may be. I found a way to upload weekly. Were they great edits every single time? Probably not. I would not say so. Even for the time and even for my skill at the moment, but I still uploaded it because it put in the space where I was at that moment, how I felt, and where I wanted, maybe, you know, where I can improve on, or why this didn't go out the way I imagined it in my head. So to the people that are like, I had this video, I didn't really like it, so I'm gonna scrap it. Well, Zach, if I'm sports ball talk, if I'm playing a basketball game, Zach, and I lose, do I scratch my record and go back to 0-0? No, I put 2-1 or 2-2 or 2-10.
Right.
That's there. I can't just say it's not there, Zach.
Right.
I'm a tragic Portland Trailblazers fan, Zach. I wish I could remove it, Zach, but I can't. So I have to deal with it.
Right.
That's basically what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, you know what, Zach? Maybe not. I'm saying it generally, but perhaps it could help you. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, you know what, Zach?
I'm joking.
You know what, Zach? Go fuck yourself. All right, I will see myself out.
Look. To the people, all right? When you're first making content, or even when you're making content for a long time, you really want to put out your best. And you should put out your best. But sometimes the best doesn't come. What are you going to do? Don't do it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. What you got to do is upload it anyways. See what you've done. See where you can improve on. Because if you just delete it, then you wasted a valuable moment to learn.
Right.
You had the opportunity to show people what you had and receive feedback and look at what you've created and see what could I have done differently. Instead you've just said, no, that never happened. That never happened. As much as we wish, Zach, the Avatar live action movie never happened, it happened, Zach.
Why did you remind me of that?
It happened, Zach. And I'm not talking about the Blue People because that was a great movie. I'm talking about the fortunate one with the bald kid in an arrow. It had to happen, Zach, so that we can raise our expectations for something that deserves better.
Right.
So, with that being said, inspirational talk aside, inspirational talk done. Now back to the details, right? Of the details of not adding details. Yeah. I'm not even gonna. I mean, I'll mention it here, but as far as like on Twitter and stuff, for like whatever it is, I might mention like a cool thing of like before, like the raw footage versus color grading, maybe. But that's different than just saying, hey, this is the footage I had to work with. Sorry that this video sucked. That's very different.
Right. I think there's an interesting distinction with kind of throwing...
I'm talking about the North video, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it. I'm back on the North video.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's interesting when you're able to kind of have an inside look on the process of how these things happen, and that's entirely different from showing people the really shitty footage that you had and then just kind of like lowering their expectations. Like I've sent a couple people Snapchats of like us just kind of on the set, and just kind of, because it's interesting to see how it all comes together and what everything looks like behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes footage, like when you bought DVDs of your favorite movie and they had the extras, the behind the scenes, the how it's made, that type of stuff. That's always very interesting, right?
Yeah.
That's a little different from, like me using it as excuses as to why this video did not perform to my liking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me, with the content that I've made, the stuff that I've put up, especially recently, well, I say recently, a couple months ago, but the stuff that I put up for my personal channel has just kind of been like random spur of the moment. Like, I want to see how this goes. And then I just posted it because I wanted to look back on it and be like, oh, okay, so this is the idea I had. Let me elaborate on it and try to look at it with the power of hindsight, like what stuff went well, what stuff didn't. And when I first started my YouTube channel, I set my expectations so high when I was recording on a phone. And it was like, it wasn't great. The audio wasn't great. It was, I was expecting myself to be able to produce stuff that was not feasible for what I had, the resources I had. And so, now it kind of feels like I can do basically whatever I want. And just be like, oh yeah, it's definitely something that you need to do to be able to learn from. There are a bunch of
well, I mean that's gonna happen with this type of windscreens. That's the point of it.
And also, I have a beard.
That's true. That's true.
But anyways, kind of like,
I think it's good to have that expectation, especially dream big. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that the analogy that we had in the last episode, where you could have the best food in the world, but frozen food's nice every now and then, right? I think when if you do a project, right, and or a video, I suppose, and it's not that good, even you think it's not that good, and frankly, you're looking over it, even looking with the eyes of the viewer, it's like, compared to the other videos, yeah, this one isn't that great. And most people, I think most people, as well as the general opinion, I don't think opinion is the right word, but generally what most people would do in this scenario, and the people in or let me word it like this. If that happens, generally people would say, okay, let's just scrap the video, because we take from our role models, and that's what the big dogs do.
Yeah.
The big dogs, the big YouTubers are like, hey, this video wasn't that good, or we have so many video, or I'm sure maybe YouTubers you watch mention all the time of videos that never make it to public.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because they're making bank, and then that's fine. They're already finished dreaming. They mention all the time about their shitty videos from back then, right?
Yeah.
They're well aware of the videos that they produced back then are not up to standards of what they may be producing now. I mean, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. That could still mean it's like it's still good, like, content. It's just maybe not necessarily the best, and maybe not necessarily the best at the time, but it's still content that you can look back on, and it's still content that you can learn from. I watch older videos from my favorite YouTubers all the time, and yeah, the content and the production is much different.
Yeah,
that's a given. You've learned more. You put that project out there, and you learn from it for the next project, and then you learn from that project to the next project, whether it be a good video, good anything. Right? You have to put out the bad, Zach. You have to record your L's in order to get more dubs.
Right.
It's kind of how it works in this creative business, I suppose. And I really hope that mindset can shift. But you know, like I said, the big dog YouTubers, they do it. So we're like, oh, I want to be like the big dog YouTubers too. I would do that too. And they promote it as like this bit again. Okay, I watch these big YouTubers too every day. This is not some fuck you big dogs. No. I am also an enjoyer of YouTubers, right?
I think the perspective changes as you do it for longer, because the longer that you do something, the more that you have an understanding of the fundamentals of how it works. And so with making videos, you know, you can kind of split it up into different sections, I guess: pre-production, production, and post-production. And you know, whether the pre-production is just like hitting up the homies on Discord and being like, yo, let's play CSGO hide and seek. I think that's going to be hilarious. And then, you know, you have like X amount of footage that you can chop down and get all the funny moments out of it. And then, you know, the way that you want to edit it. And you've said this so many times in like editing chats and like those types of things. Like it takes a long time to develop your own type of like editing style. And so when you're going at it with the perspective of, I want my videos to look like, you know, I guess a big example like Fitz, Swagger Souls, you know, Cryos Gaming, like those guys, you want your videos to look like that. But that is a really, really hard standard to hold yourself to. And so when you look at it from the perspective of, at some point, I want my videos to look similar, but at the same time, you know, I want to be able to add my own sarcasm and my own kind of personality into it, then that's entirely different. But yeah, it's really interesting when we talk about producing content in basically any capacity, because the content that we have made has been very different. And also we've made a lot of stuff together, which has been kind of fun. And I feel like I kind of mentioned this, but I kind of accidentally became like a secondary character whenever I'm filming your videos, because I just am. Oh
yeah. You've been in a lot of my videos, especially the ones that have been up and that will be up as far as my cameraman or as another person. It's been a lot of fun shooting with you. So of course we're gonna do it. And I would love to shoot videos for you as well. But you know, you do bring up a good point, you know, experience, sure, but I've been in this Call of Duty gaming editing space for a very long time, and I've started as an editor along with some people I know. Yeah, and I like to think that I've established my style. I like to think so. Yeah, mainly because I say so, and if you can't say you have, then you haven't. It's pretty much it, really. Excuse me, and I cannot say the same for my buddies who may have started at the same time as me. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. People learn at different paces. People learn at different capacities. People learn at different, you know, motivation is a factor. Self-confidence is a factor. You know, did I say motivation already? You know, that type of stuff. All sorts of things factor into whether or not you can truly understand what it is that you're doing. Right. I mean, my brother, right? He's gotten really into cooking. He cooks a lot. He prepares a lot of dishes for fun, like more like I don't want to say gourmet necessarily, because well, we don't have we're not paying that type of money for that type of food to cook even. But you know, something nicer than your average, you know, chicken on rice, right? Yeah. You know, your steak, something nicer than your steak, you know. Just some fun, right? And he garnishes and does all that type of stuff. He loves that stuff, right? But to say that he has obtained his style in cooking or something like that, no, I don't think so. Because one just doesn't say, yeah, I'm a good cook. One, you go to training and shit and school and culinary arts and all that type of stuff, right, to figure out whether you can do it or not.
Right. And I think that idea kind of like boils down to, you know, when you hear someone say like, oh yeah, I'm a good cook, I'm like, okay, let me try your food. Like, show me that you're a good cook. Or like, you know, if someone tells you like, oh yeah, I'm a cool person. No, they're not. They shouldn't have to tell you. And like, you know,
I'm such a nice person. I'm nice to everybody. No, if you're a nice person, you don't mention how nice you are, dude. My own people, Zach, in Twitter, my own buddies, my own mutuals, my own online friends, Zach, be tweeting like, man, I'm such a nice person. I do so much for other people and I never get anything back. Bro, shut up. What's going, what is happening right now? What are you doing? Why are you tweeting this? And then you get the ego reply, or the self-inflating ego replies like, yeah, you are a nice person, man. Yeah, you're so cool, man. And then and then they're like, yeah, I know, right? And then so maybe someone adds the response of like what I just said, right? They reply with hey, you know, you are a nice guy. You don't really have to expect very much, or if you're a nice person, you don't have to expect nice in return, or something. Basically, what I just said, right? They reply that, and then they counter reply. They're like, yeah, I know, but it's just a little frustrating, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, I know what it is. I understand, guys. I understand. It's bait tweeting. I know. I get it. You're baiting interactions and replies. I understand. That's the world I live in, Zach. That's the community I live in, where you tweet things to get replies. That's basically the point of it. They're like, right. Who trying to, or basically they form their tweets in questions, I suppose.
Right.
So as to get replies, which is smart. It's very smart. It's marketing in a way. Or at least social media campaigning, I suppose, in a way.
Marketing.
I love that shit, Zach. It's a very soft version of marketing where you form, basically, you form your social media posts into posts that almost encourage interaction.
Yeah.
Which is very smart. I don't do that because I use my Twitter in a more personal way, put my thoughts out there in a way. And I don't mean like my deep thoughts. I mean like, damn, bro, shitting is so nice. Whoever invented that shit is fucking genius, you know?
Dude,
like,
I was just about to say something. Instead of shower thoughts, I imagine you just having a Twitter thread of toilet thoughts. Just
basically that, dude. I love using the bathroom, bro. Peeing and pooping, bro. Whoever did that shit and they're like, yo, this is fire. Someone did that, Zach. I think I want a bidet so bad, Zach. Just to enjoy my life so much better.
I've tried a bidet.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah,
and it was at the house that Ben's staying at over in Newburgh, and it was interesting. It felt like I was about this close to getting like a water enema. It was very bizarre.
I mean, it seems so nice though, bro. How expensive are bidets? How do you even spell a bidet? Let's look. But
oops, sorry.
Toilet
bidet.
Oh, I guess I should go to shopping. Let's see, Zach. 100, 200? Wait, before we go scroll down, what are we thinking, Zach? What are we thinking?
I'm thinking like
it's BIED. Oh, I think we're about to see a price. Fuck. All right, whatever. 370, 40. Oh no, that's just a little side thingy.
So my question is, would you want like a full toilet seat?
5Gs? Lowe's? Come on.
Well, that's 5G. A whole ass toilet though.
Oh, that is true.
So like I feel like there's different bidet tiers. Like there's the ones that just kind of like clip onto your existing toilet seat. There's the ones that are their own toilet seat. And then if you want to be like Japan, where they have whole ass toilets that are basically,
that makes sense.
They're
so you're basically just buying a toilet anyways, but then you obtain the
bidet
built into it.
Yes,
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a self-driving car, but it's a toilet.
Right.
It's a self-shitting toilet. Wait.
Well, no, not necessarily. I hope it's not self-shitting. That'd be bad. Okay. But listen, Zach, you ever just like you go to pee, right? But you treat yourself to a sit down pee, right?
I think I only ever treat myself to a sit down pee
really?
when I feel like there is a chance that it might become a poop. Zach, I don't treat myself to a sit down pee usually.
Interesting. I always sit down pee because it makes no sense to stand pee. Let me explain, Zach. You're at the pub. You're out and about, Zach, right? And you got to take a piss. and you go in there and you see that stanky ass toilet, like, no, I'm gonna just stand, you know?
Mhm.
I get it. You're at home, Zach. You have no urgency. You just got up from your PC. You're gonna take a piss and go sit your ass back down. For what reason do you need to have the urgency to not sit down? You just stand up. Sitting down is nice. You make no splashes. You don't have to worry about the first miss and then redirecting the relocation. This sounds gross, but this is serious things that men deal with. You know what I mean? Like the high pressure at the start. You're like, oh fuck, you know, like that, or not hitting the water, hitting the side, or you just sit down, Zach. You can go on your phone. You can have a time and you're done, and then you're like, all right, cool, and you stand back up. You know, Zach, sometimes I take a sit down pee. I go on my phone. I finish my pee in like 10 seconds, and then I sit on my phone for another 30 minutes.
Bro, how do your legs not go numb?
Oh, they do go numb, but it's so comfortable, Zach, because I just like sitting. I also like standing, but it makes no sense for me. Standing, if you're at home at the safety and the comfort of your home, and you take a stand pee, Zach, there's something wrong. Because I think what happened, Zach, this is double unrealistic standards of men, Zach, or those of which that have penises. You have to stand and pee, otherwise you're not considered masculine.
Okay, can we just go down the rabbit hole of weird, obscure things that guys do that girls probably don't realize?
Sure.
I mean, okay, here's a question, and I feel like if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Do you, when you do a standing pee, do a courtesy wipe of the toilet seat?
Like, oh, you know what? It depends on the mess. Like if it's messy. Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes I get the nice one, you know, where I never touch the water and the splash isn't that crazy, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. If it's like blatantly obvious, then yeah, I'll go. Of course, you know, because I mean, it's going to depend on your living situation. If you live with other people,
right?
If you live with roommates, I feel like y'all don't fucking care, you know, which if I have roommate, you better fucking care. I don't give a fuck, bro. Listen, Zach, when you and I room or whatever, however way this works, Zach, we get the music gamer house, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tolerate for the stereotypical dudes living in a house stereotype, Zach.
Yeah, no, I would.
No, not happening. Not. I don't care. I will personally clean myself if I have to. I will not allow for it. But,
so the reason why I ask is because there are times where, you know, you're at like a friend's house or something like that.
Sure.
You know, you're not at the home bowl, which is what I'll call it. Your home toy.
Home bowl. I like that. Yeah. I like that.
So you're not at your home bowl. And so, you know, I feel like there's like a level of courtesy to that, and like even when I feel like I was like straight up Hawkeye status, like American Sniper straight into the toilet bowl, you know, there is a chance that some like invisible little speckles come up and they're just like there. And so what I do is just a general rule of thumb: if I'm somewhere other than at my own house, I usually do a courtesy wipe, and that is also
just
at
like
work.
a one pass, like a, you know, just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the same video, but I remember watching this. This was in a sixth, I want to, 5th or 6th grade. I can't remember, but it was you know, Mr. Rosalie and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
I remember because we watched it in his classroom. And it was I'm pretty sure you might have seen it because I think he played it during like a lunch recess thing because everybody hung out at his classroom, because of course we did.
Of course we did.
And oh gosh, what was it? It was a video. Oh, actually, no, it might have been for a class where you follow around this celebrity guy, which I cannot remember who he is. I'm sorry. But he was pretty high octane maybe. And we followed him around and we were, maybe it wasn't celebrity, but it was like about germs and stuff, like sneezing and, you know, what the average thing you do that produces germs or bacteria or things that you don't see. And one of the things we had him do, or they had the guy do, like the cameraman, those type of people, the directors and such, they made him pee. And then basically what they did is after he did a pee, they surveyed the room and scanned the room for bacteria or things that flew everywhere. And it did. It went everywhere. On the table, on the toothbrush, Zach, on everything. And I think it was at this moment, Zach, where I realized I'm not going to stand pee anymore, Zach. That's fucking gross. I don't care if I can't see it, Zach. It's on the toothbrush, Zach. That's fucking gross. So Maybe that was the moment where I really, you know what, I'm changing my ways. I don't care if my friends make fun of me. I'm sit down peeing. And since then, Zach, I won't. I don't think I've ever stood pee at home or even at someone else's house ever again. But that's also, I suppose, another thing where it's like if you don't courtesy wipe, right? You don't wipe the seat every now and then, you know. And I go to your house or something, right? And I treat myself to a sit down pee, you know.
Yeah.
And I look at the toilet seat and it's like there's just shit on it. Maybe not. Well, actually, maybe there could be shit on it, but you know, like just whatever the fuck that I don't want to say on the toilet seat. Not that your toilet seat is, but let's just say so, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm gonna sit my ass down anyways. I encourage you. I encourage all types of people, whether you have a penis or not, to sit down pee, because you deserve. You know what? You deserve it. You had a long day, Zach. You're at school. You're at work. You've been walking around all day. You've been doing all sorts of things all day. You go to the stalls and you say, fuck it, man, this toilet seat is not that dirty. I'm sitting down. Or maybe you're at home, Zach. I just came back home from school, from work, from getting yelled at from my boss, from being, I don't know, what happens at school again? I don't know. I got detention. I'm going to sit down pee, Zach. I deserve it, Zach. I'm taking my phone out because I'm 12 years old and I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max because my parents bought it for me.
That was too real, by the way.
And I'm going on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, and I'm gonna sit my ass down, Zach, and have a time. I'm done peeing in like 20 seconds. This is my king's throne, Zach.
You're like, you know what? I'm gonna have an extended stay in the library and just sit there and
yes,
you know, sit there and scroll. And like I find myself getting distracted very easily with things that are going on my phone or whatever. You know, when I'm at the home bowl and just kind of chilling, having a grand old time, and then I'll realize I can't feel my feet anymore, and I'm like, God, can I even get up at this point? Like,
yeah, that's pretty rough. But I feel I want, because so it's because of the pressure, right, of the bottom of your thigh on the toilet seat, and then it doesn't also help when sometimes if you're on your phone, the classic stance is to have your arms on your legs, right? Or your elbows, right? So you create the sandwich pressure of which literally just blocks the blood flow, or at least slows it down. Yeah, that makes sense. So I feel like there's a way to negate that in a way, so that I can continue sit down peeing, Zach. I'm gonna figure this out. I know the issue, so there's got to be a way to solve around it. Maybe it's just hovering your legs, perhaps. But if you hover it, then you don't get blood into it. I gotta just air squat like this so that my legs are pointed downwards. I'm going to work out. I'm gonna pump leg day so hard that I can just air squat forever, Zach. All just so I can continue sit down peeing.
This is a great place where we're at right now.
If I do that, Zach, doesn't that just turn into a stand-up pee technically? Except I'm facing the other way.
I mean, technically you're popping a squat, but at the same time,
but I'm not sitting. I'm now standing. I'm on top of the fence right now, whether it's a stand or a sit down pee. You know, Zach, when you pee, Zach, and let's say you treat yourself to a sit down pee. So, you know, you're in for the long run, right?
Right.
Whether that be because you think you might turtle a little bit, or you're just, you know what? I deserve this sit down, right?
Yeah.
What is the go-to? You're on your phone. Where are you going?
Probably Instagram first. Just kind of looking through the feed, seeing what's going on.
Classic.
And then probably TikTok.
Okay, classic.
I imagine that you're probably spending your entire sit down pee on Twitter.
Maybe it depends, right? But I think same, except instead of Instagram, it's Twitter. It's a quick Twitter, right? Yeah. And then I go on YouTube and watch a fucking videos.
Bro, there have been times where I've watched like 30, 40 minute videos. And by the end of it, I look at how long the video was. Like I didn't check before I clicked on it. And so I got so emotionally invested in this video that I'm sitting there, you know, stanced up or stanced down.
Yeah.
Just sitting here like this, just like watching my video, number 15 Burger King foot lettuce, that kind of stuff. And then I will stand up and then I will just feel like a tidal wave of blood going to recirculate the bottom half of my body. And it's a very disturbing feeling. Just like
I've collapsed sometimes. Like I've stood up, like dick cock still out, right? And I just like drop. I'm like, oh fuck. And I the pressure was so hard because mind you, Zach, I'm sitting here 30 minutes to an hour sometimes. Sometimes I treat myself to an hour, Zach. If I really need to, if I really felt like it, if today was really stressful, I'm sitting down pissing for an hour. And I stand up and I couldn't grab the table. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I drop. I've done it sometimes. And this is not because of from a dramatic thing. It's just more because, it would be better if I fell. I mean, it's not like I banana peel slip, right? Like Mario Kart banana slip, right? Or not Mario Kart, sorry, but, like a legs up. Not that. Yeah. I just, I fall and then I hit, I stop myself with my arms and that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then I just lay down for a little bit. Or lay, I'm just there on a crawl position for just a little bit, and then I stand back up. That's all it is. But I would say it's probably safer than that. Or rather, it feels a lot better than trying to stand and just be like, "Yep, this is happening. Yep, blood's going back down to my legs. I'm just gonna sit here and deal with it." No, it's a little. I don't know. I find that incredibly uncomfortable. Like pins and needles. Pins and needles. That's what it was. That's probably top 2 most uncomfortable things. For me personally.
I agree. By the way,
top 1 is going to be like me seeing gore, but that's personally for me.
I think, by the way, the sound you made where you were like, oh, fine. When you fell out of mic range, that just sounded so funny in my headphones. And
you can tell I've done it very often. I know I've made this same, oh, fuck, that type of,
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because that's definitely something I can imagine myself doing. Mm-hmm. Just like standing up, knees immediately locked, all the blood drains from your head and goes to your legs. Mm-hmm. And then you're just like, and like.
You got to do it sometimes, Zach. Sometimes you got to bail. It's all good.
Yeah. And like as non-consequential as it may be, it's just like the thought of me with pants still around ankles, just like on the ground, just disappointed in myself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I had to see an image of myself in third person like that, I'd be like, damn, this fucking loser. That being said, Zach, being naked in your own element, Zach, that's why I love showers, man. I take the longest showers. My parents can attest to this. Everybody can attest to this. I've had you wait on me for sessions, game sessions, anime sessions, because I had a shower. I take very long showers, and I don't even use hot water, so it's not like I'm wasting hot water. I use like warmish to hottish nowadays. Yeah. The more on the warmer side, just because, I understand I'm taking longer showers, don't want to waste the hot water and such. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know, hot water, I've kind of gotten a little over it. I kind of like warm water. It's nice. I mean, that being said, I'll never pass up a hot tub sesh, but
oh, dude,
you know what I mean? But I've been a warm water guy recently, it's kind of been my thing. And just, shower thoughts is so infamous for a reason, Mm-hmm. You are in your element, Zach. You are just, water is, you're probably the most comfortable you'll ever be unless you're on your bed or something. But it's even better because you're just full out naked. You're in your prime, Zach. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is you right now. Your human form. You have all to bear, but you're by yourself. Your sacred haven. You know what I mean?
The safe haven behind the curtain. Yeah,
no judgment. There's no judgment. There's no, feedback or any. You're just by yourself and you're just chilling. You're just chilling. You can think whatever you want. You're not going to be canceled. You're not going to be ridiculed. You can think anything, and all your thoughts can either enter the world or it can stay to yourself. It doesn't have to leave the shower if you don't want it to. It's the perfect place. It is my number one most comfortable place or my comfortable, place, location, scenario, I suppose, to ever be in. More so than sleeping.
Yeah, I think the best part of it is that, especially when you're taking a shower just like fresh out of bed. The second you get out of
You're
bed,
a morning shower type of guy. I'm not a morning shower guy.
I mean, it depends on the day.
Sure,
like I
sure.
usually shower in the morning on my days off, but I could not be fucking bothered on the days that I work.
because you gotta wake up super early.
Yeah.
But also, like, why would you like go to the because you work at a veterinary hospital, and then you go home all dirty and shit, and like, I go to bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll go to bed.
I'm asleep. But there's not a better feeling than waddling your half asleep ass in your beefy Hanes just over to the shower.
That's true.
And then just being instantly relieved by like the perfect your ideal temperature,
Sure.
and you're just being literally showered with warmth, and you're like, I could stay here forever. And then the harsh reality of life kicks in, and you realize that you have 15 minutes to take a shower, and you're like, I hate my life.
I suppose.
I would rather be here for the next hour and just get all pruned up and be content with my life.
Yeah. You know what? I want to go back to baths, Zach. I really do.
I have not had a bath in years.
Me neither. The thought of every time I think about having, I've never do it because that would take way too long, And I know what you're thinking. Y'all at home. Ew, baths are gross. You just sit in your own dirt water. No, you clean yourself first. That's how you do baths. You shower first. Ever been to a fucking pool before? You shower before you enter the pool.
That's how the pool not gross.
Yes, and the chemicals and such. But we don't. You shower. You do a quick one. There's the body wash, the soap. If the bar. Are you a bar soap or a liquid soap type of guy, or a body wash? I suppose.
I'm a liquid body wash type guy.
I think most people are. Yeah.
I think for me it's a lot of just kind of like no matter how careful you are, you're going to end up with like a body hair or something on the soap. And then you'll sit there and have to be surgically precise to like get the hair off of it.
That's rough.
And so I would prefer to just kind of get a nice little dollop of body wash and then do it that way. But yeah, dude, I had like a perfect shower routine when I had long hair. It took me like 25 minutes, but it was like
rookie hours or minutes, rookie time, Zach.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying to.
Come on, Zach, get good.
Get good. I had it down to a science, and I had long hair, and so I would like wash my face and my body, and then like do a whole thing. And it's so funny because I found myself accidentally like slightly falling back into that routine, and it just felt weird because my hair's short.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't know, there's something, and it's like anything else, it's very habitual. Like if you do the same thing for long enough, then you'll get really used to doing it that way, and it's weird to change that. And I donated my hair like a year ago, and so even still I'll find myself like I will put all my hair in front of my face when I'm rinsing it off, and then I'll go to like pull it back like over my face, and it's just not there. And so I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm just kind of taken aback by the lack of locks, I guess.
Lack of locks. I like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely am a supporter of people taking long showers and using that as a moment of like self-reflection or preparing for the day or a way to wind down at the end of the day. Or if you take a shower in the middle of the day, you're kind of weird.
Do people do that? I might if I like, if I work out in the middle of the day or something, or well, maybe not even work out, but just get sweaty or something like that.
Yeah,
more than my average days. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna shower just real quick. Just jump in for like a 5-minute.
Yeah,
I'm very capable of doing quick showers. I've done it before.
Yeah,
before if I stream, because usually if I've twitch.tv/Anuki dial, by the way, if I stream, right, basically I do it after I eat dinner.
Right.
But I want to shower just because, I'm going to be alive for a very long time. I'm not going to have time to shower. At least I won't until very late, of which, that's going to bother my parents.
And quite frankly, couldn't be asked.
You know what I mean? So, I'll eat dinner and then I'll take a super quick shower, like, or I say super quick, normal people time shower, like 5-10-ish minutes perhaps.
Yeah.
And then, and then I go live. So I'm very capable of doing so. I just choose not to. If I'm, if this is the last thing I'm doing today, Zach,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to treat myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is it. After this, I'm crawling into bed. And then, I don't know, playing Genshin for like 3 hours or some shit like that. This is it, Zach. I'm going to have a time.
Right.
Haven't said that in a while, but we're going to have it. I'm going to have a time, Zach. Yeah. Guy like me. Guy like us. People,
just guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes. Just being in the shower for like an hour.
I wonder if girls take baths.
They do take baths.
Like, regularly?
Well, I guess not more regularly than a dude, I suppose.
Yeah, but once a decade is not saying a whole lot. Like, it's not a whole lot to compare to.
That's true. No, they do. To my understanding. I guess I never really asked, like, hey, how do you shower? Hey, do you take baths? That's not really the question of choice whenever I'm speaking to women.
To women? Yeah, I mean, the only time that I remember taking a shower most recently is after I got into my car accident, because basically everyone told me, like,
it's a very, very odd reason. Wait, oh yeah, go ahead. Very odd.
Yeah, the last time I took a bath was after my car accident because, obviously your muscles are very tense, and like,
that makes sense. Yeah.
There are certain ways to kind of tend to that, and a lot of times you'll hear people say like, oh yeah, just take a really nice warm bath.
Okay, that makes sense.
After you get home, just so that you feel better.
I was thinking in the mindset of, I just got in a car accident. I'll take a bath. No, that makes way more sense.
Bro, can you imagine? Like,
I'm gonna treat myself to a bath.
You're like, man, my day's been a hunk of shit. I'm gonna go take a bath.
Man, I just got into a car accident. I'm gonna fucking take an hour-long piss.
I'm gonna say take a sit-down pee. I'm gonna take a
sit-down pee. I'm gonna treat myself a sit-down pee. Might do a stand-up shit. I don't know. Take a bath. I don't know. Have one of those days.
Bro,
Don't tell me you stand up shit. Don't do that. No, let's not go there. Come on now. You keep that to yourself.
I mean, there was this one time I had to squat and take a shit in the woods. That
doesn't count, Zach. I'm talking about just like up and just like, all right,
straight.
Let's do this shit. Literally. And then just kind of plop down.
Like why would any normal person do that?
Well, that's why I was hoping that that's not where you were taking it.
No.
That being said, Arthur, Zach, you should be entitled with your own opinions. Don't stand up shit. What are you talking about? That's not an opinion. That's just fucking weird. What do you mean? Squatty potty is different. If you're standing like above the toilet, Zach, legs apart, practically T-posing, and you say, all right, let's do this shit, and you just drop bombs like a rolling thunder. I don't AC 130 above. That's not really the move, Zach. I'm sorry.
AC 130 above.
Yeah, there it is. Enemy AC 130 above. I don't think that's the move, Zach. I really think that there are better things that you can. I feel like there are better grounds that you should fight for. I feel like there are better opinions that you should fight for. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody does that. But if they do that, then then I feel like there's an issue there. You know what I mean? I think
I'm a child.
I went for it. I think, man, I'm gonna ask one of my girl coworkers if they take baths. I really want to take a bath, man. I think because Japanese stuff, like weeb stuff, watch anime and all sorts of stuff. They always take baths. That's kind of the normal thing to do is take a shower than a bath.
Yeah.
And their bathrooms are more suited for that because they're the bigger ones, and it's like the basically you get a whole dedicated shower room and then the tub to the side, the drain and all that. I know it's a process because you got to you say, to my understanding, you start the water, you heat it up, and you leave it for the rest of the day, and then everybody uses the same bath water in the house. to my understanding, which is fine because you as long as you wash yourself well. And I mean, we've seen the animes, assuming that it's somewhat indicative of real life. They're scrubbing and shit, like they're doing the thing. And because Japanese culture, they're totally fine with other two people in the bath. They're scrubbing every little nook and cranny and then go in the bath. Hopefully I can do the same thing, and so I'm not just standing in my own dirt water. I don't know, or laying down in my own dirt water. Of which case, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to share it with anybody else, so fuck it. But I imagine this might sound stereotypical. I'm sorry, but I mean, honestly I would do this as well. So fuck it. You want to have a time. You start the bath water, you light the candles. The rose petals. I mean, that might be a little too much, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing you do. Of which case, you go, queen. That shit sounds fire. Hell yeah.
Yeah, just with like the bath salts and the candles.
There's a reason why those are things. People buy them. So yeah, people got to be doing baths, man.
Honestly, when you see those scenes in movies and TV where there's that girl who's laying in the sudsy bathtub and she's just got a glass of wine, and she's just living her best life. I feel like that is a level of relaxation that I will never be able to achieve. Yeah. Because it's like I am naturally just a very stressed out, anxious, high-strung person, and I'm always running around like a fucking maniac all the time. I think
it's more so not necessarily for stress relief. Well, it could be, that may be a result of, but I think it's more of just the enjoyment of, longer procedure things to reap better rewards. Like it's the reason why, for breakfast, breakfast omega lol. If I eat breakfast, right, the most I'll probably do is cereal. I haven't eaten cereal in fucking years. Maybe more like a toast. Toast, maybe slam some peanut butter or jam on it or some shit,
Yeah.
Treat myself to a nice jam and toast, And some people, they might go the whole mile,
Yeah.
Crack an egg, start some rice, maybe smoothie, chop the vegetables,
Yeah.
the whole thing, and we see it in videos, commercials, and that type of stuff. But people do that, like they really do. So it's those type of people's, right, who will do the longer procedures to reap the better rewards. And I'm sure that breakfast probably tastes fantastic. But so does like a nice warm toast and jam when you're tired as shit, Zach.
Toaster strudel and chalky milk.
Yeah.
What I used to do, and I don't really do this anymore because I prefer sleep over a good home cooked first meal of the day.
Right.
I used to scramble probably like 4 to 5 eggs and then just butter and toast. And that was the breakfast that I had. And then
the egg's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really good kind of way to start the day.
Yes.
And then I got lazy, and then I prioritized me getting, 30 minutes more sleep. And then, being like, all right, I'm going to make toast. And that's it.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm trying to get better at this. And I started working out again. I think I mentioned this before. But no, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I mentioned that I wanted to. And now I'm doing it. So I will be. And I'm trying to do that maybe not first thing when I wake up, but around that time, right?
Right.
And what that means is I'm going to start doing it in the morning or so. But before, I never really had a reason. Like I'm notorious for waking up like in the afternoon or maybe not afternoon, but like noon to 1 p.m., 2 p.m. It's been my thing, It's how I roll. I judge that off of what is the priority of the day.
Right.
I will wake up when I need to wake up. That's what I've decided. Because frankly, I've waken up in the morning, in the past, obviously for school and such, but even just out of school, just woke up in the morning to do work, whether it be editing work for like my COD stuff or whatever it may be. And I'm just like, bro, this is not it. I can't work in the morning, but I can work dead at night. Like I can work hours. I can work till the birds chirp. If it's like, I'm not talking about gaming. I'm talking about work, editing work. If I was in school, homework, I can do that. But I can't wake up in the morning, even like, fuck it, bro. Nice ass breakfast, a steaming cup of coffee or tea, sit on the desk, no RGB lights, just the lamps, for the warm color lamp. Fuck it, dude. Productivity. Maybe have some jazz playing on my thing back here that I'm not going to say the name of, otherwise it'll activate. Fuck it,
Yeah.
I treat myself to the most perfect production environment, Zach. But it's like 9 in the morning. My brain is still fried. I can't do it. I can get work done, but it's not like, I don't know. It's not motivating. It's just like I'm forcing myself. It's like I'm in school and I'm forcing myself to do first period. That's how I imagine it to be. You know what I mean? Except it's 9, so it's technically like second period.
You know, for me, I'm a morning person when I have to be.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like, especially for my work, like I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my days off, I'm like, I get to sleep. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the reason why I woke up at 1 p.m. and I was like, hey, Arthur, actually, no.
Mm-hmm.
I went to breakfast with Jackson, Alec, and Logan
Mm-hmm.
at like 7 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came home after that and I was like, I'm asleep. And then I went, had a good old nappy do.
Yes.
And then I came here. And so, yeah, I mean, like, if I have to, I will, but it's not ideal, I guess.
Well, same.
But
when I have to open at work, for example, right?
yeah,
I got to be up in the morning. There's no way around that. It's how it is. If I don't, then the rest of the day is fucked. And that's my fault. But I'm fine with it. I don't mind opening if I have to. You know, I prefer if I know it beforehand. But you know, if I'm scheduled in to open, I'll be like, all right, I guess I'm opening. I don't mind. So like, I'm totally fine with waking up. My body knows what to prioritize, what I care about.
Yeah.
Because for work, right? Like, there's a lot more on the line. Frankly, it's whether I enjoy it or not, it is what it is. But I would say it's more, if there was a fence, I would be more on the side of enjoyment because I do like my job, and the people around and my coworkers and such. So I don't mind. And also, if I fuck up, then everybody fucks up. You know what I mean? Or the whole
Right.
day is fucked. So there's a little bit of urgency to that. But for like school, for example, when I was doing college and university, bro, that was not a priority. If my body said you're sleeping longer, I'm sleeping longer. I'm skipping that class, Zach. I don't care. Because my brain and my body chose to not for that not to be a priority. I know that sounds bad. It's school, and you all know how I feel about school. I still support school, but y'all know how I feel about school. And when I was in school, I was not a priority. I was like, I don't fucking care, bro. I'll sleep in if I have to. So, but for something else, if I was hanging out, if I schedule a hangout with a buddy in the morning for whatever God knows reason, I will still wake up because I find that more important than going to school.
You know, it's interesting because I am kind of the same way. Like, Jackson called me, woke me up from a dead sleep. He was like, yo, do you want to get cherries for breakfast? I was like, fine. And then I got up, got ready, and then I just went over there. But I found out that working night shifts, like, you know, working from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. is probably, for me personally, one of the most unenjoyable feelings.
Oh,
because
sure.
my internal body clock likes to wake up at around like 9 a.m., which is, it's not super early, but at the same time, you know, I'm not sleeping in until noon. And if I'm like, I'm going to go back to sleep, I'll go back to sleep and then wake up closer to like noon. But when I'm working overnights, so like close to Thanksgiving, I worked overnights and all that kind of stuff. And so basically what happened was I would go to bed at, you know, like 6 a.m., wake up at 10, and then just kind of go about my day, do whatever. And then I would have to take a nap before I went to work. And then, you know, that just really messed up my body clock. And it took me a long time to get back to like some resemblance of like being awake during normal people time. And yeah, especially when I wasn't working, it was like, yeah, I'll stay up till 7 in the morning and then sleep until 3. It's like, woo, like, bleh. But yeah, I'm glad that I have an excuse to wake up early because it really does feel good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I want to get back into it. And that's why I brought up working out, because as I mentioned before, I don't really have time to work out during the night because, one, I probably work my real person job, of which I get home late. And I'm even if it's to help me sleep, Zach, I cannot be bothered to work out. I'm sorry. It's a bit much. I just want to eat, shower, pass out. I don't even have, if I had energy, I'd prefer to stream, you know?
Right.
I don't even have time for that. So if I were to stream, it would be at night. So and as I explained, I stream right after dinner. So I don't really have time to work out. So the only time I have to work out is in the morning, which means I have to wake up in the morning, which means that is going to be my call to action to wake up in the morning. Not super early, but as long as earlier, at least a little earlier than I would normally wake up. My workout routine is not crazy because I think we talked about this. My goal is not to get big. That's not it. I don't work out to get big. I work out to be physically well.
Yeah.
Right. So my routine probably lasts no more than an hour and a half, I suppose.
Okay.
Depending on what I do, but generally I would say like the actual act, like, you know, the lifting portion, I suppose, like that routine part, probably maybe 30 minutes to 40 minutes, I suppose. But then I do cardio. I go to the front and I do basketball. If Alvin's back in school, so I don't really do too much. But usually by myself, I just do my own drills like I used to, because I used to know a lot of drills. So I do those by myself, Sag, and then and then that's my cardio. So but I enjoy doing that a lot because I love basketball. So, you know, that's fine. And then that'll probably last about another 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
So that's basically my routine. Not every day. I'd like to do at least 3 to 4 days a week first, since I'm just starting out. Then maybe 5 max. I will not do every day. Maybe the weekdays, right? You know, that's the goal. But for now, 3 to 4 days. And that's the vibe. But I'm not like, I have 15-pound dumbbells, Zach, and jugs full of water. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to get big. I'm already confident in my strength enough that if I need to, you know, lift something heavy, that the rare occasion, maybe help lift a couch or something that we did right here, you know, I'm perfectly fine because, you know, I was totally fine with doing it. I had to lift it over the table and over the railing too. You know, I had to exert a good amount of strength. I mean, I was doing it with my dad, of course, but still, to lift a fucking couch over things is like death. But it wasn't that bad actually for me. So I was like, all right, sure. So that's, I just, but the goal is not for me to be able to lift the couch over the desk. The goal is for me to lift the couch over the desk and not have my arms give out, basically.
Right.
That's or my legs or any part of my body, just like lock or something. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think my kind of workout routine, and I haven't been doing it a lot lately because, you know, it's just been like
sure
which I need to start doing more consistently. But what I normally do is
rock climbing, right?
Yeah. So I will climb, and then I will also do kind of opposition training. And so, like, you know, you do a lot of pulling in rock climbing. And so doing stuff where you're pushing so that it just kind of like levels you out. So like, you know, push-ups, bench press, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, because there's a gym right there, right? Or like a little lifting area.
Yeah.
Right at the words rock climbing facility that you're at. Yeah. There's like a little section for that has weights and such.
Yeah. And it's really nice because they have a lot of stuff that will help with rock climbing training,
right.
and all that jazz. And so it's been really cool to just kind of be able to not have to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, all right, cool. You know, I just had a session climbing, my hands hurt, so let's do something else that will also make me very tired. And it's really nice because especially I used to climb after work a lot. I don't really anymore, just for the sheer fact that I have been getting off lately. But after work, I would go rock climbing for, you know, like 2 hours, something like that. Do a quick little, you know, maybe like 30-minute little circuit of things that I do, and then go home, eat, shower, and pass out. Yeah. Right. But it's really interesting. New drinking game. Every time Zach says interesting, take a shot. How to give somebody alcohol poisoning in an hour and a half. I've noticed the change a lot lately, just kind of with the implications of my strength, I guess, because of all of the rock climbing that I've done, and the places where I have a lot of strength, like in my hands and my forearms, you know, all of that. And it was really funny. I was hanging out with my dad and one of his buddies, and he kind of like called my bluff on me being able to do, pull-ups on something that's like yay big, very, very small. And he tried to call my bluff. I have like a little hang board thingy upstairs, and so I was like doing 2-finger pull-ups and like doing just like a whole bunch of show-offy stuff just because I felt like it. And I kind of forget that the stuff that I am good at and the stuff that like I'm really strong at doing is not like normal people stuff, like the people who go to the gym, they're holding bars and I'm hanging my entire body weight off of the tips of my fingers and having a grand old time doing it. It's
very impressive.
It's bizarre.
I mean, after doing it myself, it's very impressive. Like it was a lot of fun, but boy, is it a workout. And as I said, I'm not necessarily the most fit, but I would consider myself averagely decent, maybe above average fit, I suppose.
Yeah.
Considering maybe perhaps the average age or the average fitness of my age, I don't know, or maybe at least the people around me, I suppose.
Yeah.
I consider myself decently fit, but damn, that shit was hard. But at the same time, like a lot of it has to do with, as we explained during when we were talking about working out in that one episode, right? Specified training is very different, like you could, someone can train to be or to have the world's fucking strongest legs in the world, and I could probably still outrun them in like a 100 meter dash. I don't know, because I trained myself to be able to do that. I also have form and all that type of stuff, bro. Nobody's gonna beat me on form, I gotta say. I may not be the fastest in the world, but goddamn, my form is nice. That being said, those type of things. Okay, I work out at home, as I explained. I just got a set of dumbbells and the jugs of water, and and if I really wanted to get down and dirty, I have a bag of rice in my closet. Like I can do it if I need to, but. The reason I don't go to a gym, because I could go to a gym, and I have friends who go to gyms, and I can just go with them, right? If I really wanted to, I could. But I don't really want to. I don't know. My motivation to work out, as I said, is not to get big. And you don't have to go to the gym to get big, but there's so much encouragement to do so. There's so many different ways to train yourself. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I care that much? I don't know if I care that much. I can do a lot. There's a lot you can do with dumbbells, more than you think, and not just dumbbells, of course, but with the addition of other props like a chair, for example, to do like a pseudo inclines or something like that, or rows. There's a lot of ways you can get really creative. Back then when I thought I wanted to get big, but I really just wanted to work out back in high school, right? When I did like SST or strength training, that is, and I worked out on the side as well, even after along with track. I worked out pretty regularly, like pretty much every weekday after school or after track practice for that matter. I went for it, but I only had a pair of dumbbells, and I'm a broke high school student who would rather spend his money on the new COD every year,
right?
And other sorts of games and such. So I'm not spending money on anything more than these 15-pound dumbbells that I just so happen to own. So you have to get creative. You do slower reps. For more gravitational resistance that just makes it heavier. You do more reps if you need to, or more sets, I suppose. And then you can find ways to work out different portions of your body based off of where you position yourself. You can get very creative, and I am not a physical trainer. I don't know anything about this shit, Zach. I took one health class for a semester in high school. I don't know this shit, Zach.
Nice.
I don't know this shit. But what I do know is I move body in particular way with weights, and a specific part of my body hurts. You know what I mean?
I've moved body certain way to make body parts strong. If I do a lot, will make strong.
Yes, literally. That's how it is. So you can. I'm not going to say not to go to the gym, because it is a good thing, and also working out with your buddies, as we explained before. Getting adrenaline rushes, hyping your homies up. It's a very good thing, and I recommend it. But I can't be asked. I don't want to pay for a membership. I don't want to use my friend's membership, or I don't know. I think there might be a family pass type thing. I could go with my my relatives who go to the gym, maybe.
Right.
Can't be fucking asked, Zach. Can't be asked to drive there specifically. You know, if I'm not, because I usually, the only time I leave my house, Zach, is to go to work.
Right.
But because my job is such a linear path, there isn't really, I mean, there's gyms, I suppose, on the way there, but it's a little out of the way. So that'd be the only time I go to a gym or leave my damn house. So yeah, I don't want to drive somewhere to do something for like 1 to 2 hours max and come back. Even though that's what you're doing right now, Zach.
The hard thing is you got to kind of figure out why you're going.
Yes.
And so for you, it's just kind of maintaining your physique and feeling like, well,
yeah,
you know, just kind of maintenance, well-being type stuff.
But I can do that here perfectly fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So there's no need for you to go and spend money and go to a specific place where, you know, you have the facilities to be able to do it on your own, as opposed to people who are training for something, you know, like for me, I would train for rock climbing.
Right.
And so you kind of have to decide how important it is for you to have access to all of these things that might help you. And, you know, I've kind of pondered the idea of getting just a regular gym membership as well. But I realized, like, you know, there's nothing that I would be doing that they don't have there.
Yeah.
And so really there's no point in me changing the location of where I do said things. And also there's a lot of things that I can do at home too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you kind of have to weigh your options and figure out, like, is this something that I need to go out, spend money on, and dedicate a shit ton of time to elsewhere? Or is it something that you can do on your own and do at home? And like, you know, my brother's been doing bodybuilding and all of that kind of stuff for probably the better part of 10 years now. And, you know, he does it for the reasons that he does it. And like, you know, I'm just trying to be lean and strong. That's basically it. Like, you know, I don't think there's enough food on this planet for me to be able to eat enough to like gain a shit ton of weight.
Well, you say that, but we live in America, Zach.
That is true.
You know, like I'm not going to promote it, but if you need to gain weight, you can gain weight. Like it's not the best way. And I was, you know, this is really interesting. I was talking with my buddy, Reds, shout out if you're listening to, IRL, or not IRL, sorry, online buddy. And he's trying to gain weight too, because he's like a really tall, skinny dude who's underweight, and he wants to gain more, more weight, right? But he has a abnormally fast metabolism.
That sounds familiar.
But he's trying to gain weight. I'm like, well, I mean, you live in America. There are plenty. There is this very, very, very specific way to do so, which I can't necessarily condone. But in a pinch, you can get some calories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That being said, I feel like that more pertains to younger folk who want to get bigger because, you know, and by that I mean before your growth spurt.
Yeah.
Because I know before my growth spurt, I was a chunky kid, but I know a lot of kids around our age who are about to enter puberty or even during their growth spurt, they're conscious of what they eat, perhaps. Yeah. When in reality, no, they should just shovel fucking food no matter how bad it is for you, because that's just gonna go whoop, and you're gonna go whoop. It's kind of how it works. It's just magic. I don't know what the science behind growth spurts are, but it's just magic. So you should, if you don't, you know, capitalize on that, then that's just like a golden opportunity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is going to, most people, they have it before high school or during high school. This is going to determine where your fucking height lands, basically. I mean, other than genetics, of course, but where you lie within the height range of your genetics. You need to eat a fucking shit ton, Zach.
Right. Dude, okay, so
I'm sorry to cut you off, but have you ever seen like, or have maybe friends or even relatives, or yeah, let's say relatives, like you have a younger relative who, like a younger, maybe not even preteen, a little younger, they're a little chonk.
Yeah.
They're a little chonk. And you don't see them for a couple of years, and you see them again now that they're like maybe, 15, 16, and they're skinny as shit.
Yeah.
And tall as shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck happened? Magic happened, Zach. He got made fun of in middle school. Maybe not, but I'm joking now. He got made fun of being chonky in middle school, and now look at him, bro. Big as shit. Tall as shit.
He's sexy as fuck.
Sexy as fuck, bro.
So
long, tan, and handsome, Zach. Meep. You know what I mean? Meep. Damn, bro.
So I thought of a cool analogy. You know, so think of your body like a train. And what you put into your body is going to fuel the furnace and keep you moving. The more that you put into it, the faster it's going to go, basically.
Right.
And so at a certain point, you know, in the early development stages of your life, it doesn't fucking matter what you put in there.
That furnace is burning.
It's burning.
It's a brand spanking new furnace, Zach. I don't know if that even makes sense. It is just got manufactured, Zach. It's the highest technology. There's some fucking. It's electric too. Fuck it, Zach. It does both.
Technology.
But also, if you keep shoveling coal more than the furnace can have, then this is a little. Imagine like there's just like this furnace and you're shoveling coal and it's already full and the coal is spilling out. I'm gonna keep fucking shoveling it, bitch, and then it starts overflowing across all the other cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that would be a problem,
right? But in order to maintain kind of the rate at which you need to supply yourself with food, and that's different for anybody, and kind of figuring out what that maintenance looks like. And like for me, it's as much food as humanly possible, because I'm definitely one of those people who has a unnaturally fast metabolism.
Me as well.
I will eat, and then, you know, like an hour and a half later, I'll just be like, fuck man, I'm hungry. Like,
same.
You want to hit up Taco Bell? You know, like I've found I get the same thing, or like the same two things at Taco Bell of varying quantities every time I go. And that's just for the sheer fact of they're cheap and they have a lot of calories. And that's it. Like, I mean, they taste okay, but that's not as important as like, okay, cool. This is going to be like a, you know, like a 1,500 calorie meal. I'm down. Or like, you know, the fact that I can eat a shit ton just at one time, and then, you know, a couple hours will go by and I'm like, shit man, I'm gonna go downstairs and grab a snack.
Yeah, you know, I thought of this really good example from a YouTuber I watched that I don't know if this is the exact words, so I'm not going to mention his name because just in case. I feel like this is not exactly the right words, but this was the interpretation that I got. He was a bigger dude. Something in his life happened where an event happened, and now he wants to get slimmer. Maybe not skinny, but, you know, less weight.
Right.
You know? So he obtained a workout routine, but he didn't necessarily change what he, like how much he ate, or you know, people, you know, diet and stuff and they cut food out, and that's good. But I feel like some people, we've talked about dieting before, you know, but he was able to maintain, or he was able to lose a shit ton of weight, but didn't change his diet in a way that made him like hate his life. He was still eating fun and nice and stuff and eating the foods that we all love, but he just, you know, portioned it differently, maybe eat a little bit less of this, a little less of that, you know, and figured out a way to make it so that he was still having fun eating and not wanting to, you know, Sudoku himself.
Yeah.
And he lost a lot of weight. And he explained, like, I just changed the way I ate and I worked out a little bit more, and here I am.
For some people, it isn't necessarily what you eat, it's the activity level. If you change the activity level and keep the food the same, then you're going to end up seeing a lot of drastic changes.
Yes.
And then there are people who are on the other side of that, where it's like, you know, they exercise as much as they want, and, you know, there are just certain things that they're putting into their body that is just making it more difficult.
Right.
And people are so individual and so different that it's hard to kind of have like an overarching just generalization of, you know, how to maintain your physical health and all of that kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, I'm not the best person to talk because I ate, you know, like Panda Express at like 11 o'clock last night. You know,
well, I ate a whole ass rice and chicken at like 2 a.m. So, you know, what do you want me to do, Zach?
That's fair.
Sometimes I'm a hungry boy. You know, we're hungry boys, Zach. Sometimes we gotta eat.
It's all the time.
All the time, Zach. We're the hungry boy, bro. I can fucking eat right now. Fucking dude.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, my parents will ask me if I want anything to eat, or like, you know, if they want me to bring back something, and my answer has never changed. When have I ever said no to food?
I like eating, man. I could never change my diet so as to not to tarnish my ability to eat. Like, I understand, you know, again, like you said, everybody's so individual and their circumstances change, you know, depending on where they're at, what they do, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
But coming from a family who's basically just, you know, I've, as I explained before, didn't come up from very much.
Yeah.
And now that they are able to sustain themselves, they're encouraging, just eat, bro. Eat food. And Laotian food, some of it is pretty high in, certain things. But it's just eat. Eat food. We have tons of food. You want me to I can make food right now. Fuck it. I would, when I was younger, and my grandparents who live in my house right now, before they lived here, they lived in my house for the first 9 or so years of my life. And when I was hungry at night, I would say, "Hey, Grandma, can I get some food?" And she'll go downstairs and cook food. Did I say 9? I meant 10, 11. Shit like that. And she would cook food for me to eat just because she wants me to eat. Because that's just kind of how I feed your kids, feed the kids now that they're able to eat. So, when I order big fucking time at a McDonald's or something, and people are like, "What the fuck?" There was a time, bro. I tweeted this out too. I had like 3. It was obscene, but I had 3 or 4 quarter pounders. And I was like, I'm about to fucking dig in. And people are like, "Bro, what the fuck? That's a lot of food." And I'm like, "Bro, what do you mean it's a lot of food?" Of course it's a lot of food. I'm hungry as shit. I'm going to eat right now.
Bro, not gonna lie, that's probably what I'm gonna get after I leave. It's probably gonna be 4 quarter pounders,
dude,
from Mickey D's.
And they're like, "That's a lot of food." Well, guess what, bitch? I'll just work it out.
I'm a hungry boy.
I'm a hungry boy. I'll just work it out in another area so that it's not that bad. Now, I don't have any sort of diseases of which would that would be a bad idea,
right?
But even then, Zach, I'm just a hungry boy, Zach. You know what I mean? I'll shit it out later. I'll work it out later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always been in the mindset of treat yourself, but in a reasonable capacity. Growing up, Zach, my normal meal, I would eat this every day because my grandparents, they were so fascinated by the idea of fast food. So they always bought fast food. They still buy fast food.
That's awesome.
And growing up, elementary school, middle school, and this is why I was a little chonky, is every single day my lunch was 2 Big Macs.
Nice.
And some fries and a soda. Every single day. Maybe not every single, most days. Most days of the week. That was my lunch or meal or what have you. And I eat a fat ass dinner and an okay breakfast, I suppose, and some snacks in between, Zach. And this tastes fucking good, man. I don't know what you say. I can get full, and when I get full, I feel like I've done well.
Yeah. So I just thought of a really good way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, the goal of food is to fuel your body, like the train analogy that we made.
Mm-hmm.
So you can think about it from caloric intake, how many calories of food you're putting into your body, and then how much you're burning with the things that you're doing. And so
that's how I see it.
Yeah. So when you're somebody like me, or you work out, you're physically active, you look at how many calories you're burning in a day, and then you have to add that on top of the maintenance level, and so it's so funny. I see on the nutrition facts on certain foods and whatnot, it'll say based on a 1,500 calorie diet. And I'm like, bro, I'll eat 1,500 calories in a meal. Yeah,
1,500 calorie diet? Hell no.
I could never.
Hell no. Bro, that's that's half a meal, Zach. Or a meal. That's one meal, and then that's it. Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Damn. I don't even look at calories anymore, Zach. I just eat food. And if I get full, I'm like, all right, I'm full.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I finished all my food, job well done. I don't understand the whole 1,500 calorie diet thing. Anyways, that's an entirely different thing. Yeah. That's dog shit.
Listen, you treat yourself to some food, treat yourself to a sit down pee, Zach. Sometimes you just...
The sit down pee.
What is so funny about it, Zach?
No, there's nothing funny about the idea itself. It's just the way that you say it, it's not weird. Like the content is not weird. It's just like treat yourself to a sit down pee. That is just a funny sentence.
It is
just
a funny sentence
in and of itself. Like,
but you should treat yourself to a sit down pee every now and then. If you stand up and pee, just be like, man, my legs are tired, Zach. I've been walking around. I just ate 5 quarter pounders. I'm gonna fucking sit down. So why not do it while I'm taking a piss? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Scroll Twitter, scroll TikTok, catch up on the socials. Catch up on this podcast.
Scroll down to the description where you can see our links. Patreon, coffee. Patreon's not ready yet. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and such, and alike. Thank you for watching. Spotify, that's there too. If you're on Spotify, check the YouTube. Because a lot has changed and you probably didn't even notice. But basically, while we ended off, the main thing is balance.
Yes.
Right? That's all it is. Not to go again, you know, but just balance. Understand balance. Treat yourself, but understand, where that level needs to, where the ceiling needs to be for that.
Right. Treat yourself to a sit down pee in a bubble bath, but not when you're running late for work.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that it's emphasized because you know this, but some of the people at home may not. Like, we are just people who see the world the way that we see the world. Like there are a lot of things that we are not super informed about, especially when it comes to like eating healthy, dieting,
of course,
like those types of things, just because like, that's situations that we haven't really been in as much as probably the next person. And so, just look into it, do research on it, find something that you feel like works best for you.
Yes.
And, I'm not going to sit here and try to give you a tall lanky boy diet and then you're like 5 foot dead and you're just like, I don't know if this much food will fit in my body, and I'm like, do it. No, I'm not going to do that.
We found what food and what activities we need in order to sustain our body in a healthy manner.
Yes.
For ourselves, not for you, for ourselves. So if your diet consists of 1 quarter pounder, or if your diet consists of 5 quarter pounders, okay, maybe not 5, maybe like 4. And maybe a mile jog, like,
right.
Figure it out. That's all it is. Find your style, Zach. That's all. You know what I mean? You find your pacing, and you find what works for you specifically. Maybe you base it off of someone else's, but you find out what's for you at some point. Yeah. That's all it is. So,
I felt like that was an important clarification to make, just for the sheer fact of like, I want to make sure that people know, like, we're just talking.
Oh, I'm just talking. If you can't eat 4 quarter pounders like me, then maybe you just can't eat 4 quarter pounders. That's just okay. There you go. That's how it is. I can eat 4 quarter pounders and I'll run it off.
Yeah, I'll just have like a session at the rock climbing gym and I'll be like, all right, there goes those quarter pounders. Now I'm gonna go get some more quarter pounders.
Balance. Thanos is happy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you, but. Anyways,
Thank you guys for watching, and be you. Do what you want. Have a sit down pee after this. Maybe you're listening while sit down peeing, Zach, because or you're on your phone right now and you're sit down peeing.
Oh God,
like this,
dude. You've been sit down peeing for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, okay. Goodbye, everybody.